you want to have your 1.2 order of operation notes out, and this is going to be review. If you were with us last year at RMS, we worked on order of operations at the beginning of the year as sixth graders. Find where it says simplify in the first chunk. This word is used a lot when we're dealing with order of operations, and sometimes we can get confused. You might have a direction that says simplify the expression, and all that means is make the problem look less complicated. Okay, so write this. You can just simply write, make it look less complicated. Simplify using order of the operation means make the expression look less complicated. Order of operations, let's do a quick refresh of that. So we have, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, is the mnemonic device that maybe you've heard, where P stands for parentheses, E stands for exponents, MD stands for multiply or divide, AS stands for add or subtract. So that's the order that we have to go about simplifying expressions, because if we don't, we're going to all get different answers. So inside the picture frame in your notes, go ahead and write the checklist down for order of operations. P, you're really used to parentheses, but there's also grouping symbols, and you'll hear me talk about them, and we'll work with them more later on. E is exponents. M or D, let's talk about that. Multiplication or division, they're on that same level. You have to do whichever one comes first from left to right. You'll hear me talk about that. Addition or subtraction, again, they're on the same level, so you have to do whichever one comes first as you're reading the expression from left to right. Go ahead and put that in your frame, and then you already have the 6 examples written down. If you didn't, go back to the beginning of the video and you'll see those 6 examples come up, and we'll get ready to work through them. So now we have been reminded of the order of operations. We're gonna have about 5 examples, I think, to do, just kind of refreshing ourselves with all the different ways that we can put numbers, operator symbols into an expression and simplify them. If you're like, Ms. Kluver, I think I can do this without you walking me through step by step, I'm gonna have you in your notes where it says examples, I think you need to turn to the back. You're going to write down the expressions that I'm going to give you. You're going to simplify them using the order of operations. You need to show all your work. That's important with the order of operations. If you're like, Ms. Kluver, I'd like to stay with you and go through them step by step, then join me for the ride. Here we go. This is the first expression. Go ahead and write it down. 5 plus 16 divided by 4, or 16 fourths, times 2. We don't have an equal sign. This is an expression. It has numbers. It has symbols. Well, this one doesn't have symbols. It has operators, which are a type of symbol, you could say. So we have addition, we have division, the fraction bar, and multiplication being represented with the dot. Here's our checklist for the order of operations. We have our grouping symbols. We're really familiar with parentheses, but now we need to start kind of recognizing when there could be other types of grouping symbols present, like brackets or a fraction bar. We have exponents, multiplication or division, addition or subtraction. Remember, I have my M or D on the same line here because multiplication and division, those two operations, they're on the same level. We have to do whichever one comes first. Maybe we have both in a problem. We have to do whichever one comes first as we read the problem from left to right. When it comes to addition or subtraction, they're on the same level with each other. So if both of those operators are in the expression, I need to make sure I do whichever one comes first as we're reading the problem from left to right. So with that said, do we have parentheses or grouping symbols present here? I have a fraction bar, but it's not grouping anything with the 16 on top, nor is it grouping anything with the 4 on the bottom. It's just 16 divided by 4. So here my fraction bar is not a grouping symbol. So no, I don't. Do I have exponents? No. Making my way through the checklist. Do I have multiplication or division? I have both. Which one am I going to do first? M comes first in my checklist over here. Does that mean I'm going to do it before the division? Not necessarily. Look at the problem. Go from left to right. Which one comes first? Which operator? Division. So that's where I'm going to start. 16 divided by 4 is 4. I'm going to bring down everything else that I haven't worked with, dropping down the times 2, dropping down the 5 plus. And I'm going to start again. This expression right here is a simplified, or this expression right here, sorry, is a simpler version of our original expression. Right now we're just simplifying each expression. So I can't check off M or D because I still have multiplication left. So that needs to come before the addition. 4 times 2 is 8, filling in everything that I haven't done. Now I can check it off. I only have one operator left. 5 plus 8 is 13. And my work gives me that upside down triangle, or if you like to think about it like a slice of pizza, the PEMDAS pizza or order of operation pizza, since we're working with other grouping symbols later on. Let's go ahead and let's do the next example together. So we have, are you ready? Write it with me. 16 minus 6 in parentheses divided by 5 plus 10. And we need to do our checklist again. So go ahead and write your checklist down. Here's our expression. We have symbols, operators, which can also be part of the symbols word there. And we have numbers. There's no equal sign, so we can't say what this expression equals. We would say this is what it is simplified. So that's what we're doing. We're going to get it down to the most clearest, simplest way to look at it. Which one we're dealing with order of operations here? It's a number. So we're going to get this expression all the way down to just a number. Do I have grouping symbols? Yes, so that's where I'm going to start. 16 minus 6, 10. Since I took care of everything inside the grouping symbols, the parentheses, they come off. I don't carry them down because I took care of everything on the inside. I drop everything else down that I haven't worked with yet. And I'm done with grouping symbols. Do we have exponents? Nope. Multiplication or division? We have division, so I need to stop and I need to simplify that part. 10 divided by 5 is 2. Filling in what I haven't done, just dropping that down. I can check off M or D. I just have one operator left. 2 plus 10 is 12. 12 is equivalent to this, which is equivalent to this, which is equivalent to this. See how we simplified this expression down to just a number? It's much easier and clearer looking, isn't it? And it's nice and organized, creating that PEMDAS or order of operation pizza. Let's look at the next example. All right, we have 2 to the 3rd power, or 2 cubed, plus 6 times 3 divided by 3. Create our checklist over here. We have our parentheses, but also we're going to start to look for other grouping symbols that might be present. We have exponents that are part of order of operations, multiplication or division, addition or subtraction. So, do I have a grouping symbol up there? And you might go, Ms. Gluber, I see a parenthesis. Yes, there is a parenthesis. Is it grouping anything? No. There's only one thing inside the parenthesis. The 3 is not being grouped to anything inside the parenthesis. This is showing you the invisible multiplication. So these two pieces right here are representing multiplication. So I do not have any grouping symbols. How about exponents? Yeah, so that's where we're going to start. 2 cubed. Don't make that classic mistake. 2 cubed does not mean 2 times 3. What does it mean? 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Now, everything else that I haven't simplified yet is going to drop down. Do I have any more exponents? Nope. Multiplication or division? Gosh, I have both. But remember, they're on the same level in my checklist. They're on the same level in the order of operations. I have to do whichever one comes first as I'm moving from left to right. The multiplication comes first. 6 times 3 is 18. Dropping down everything that I haven't worked with yet. Going back over to my checklist. Can I check this off yet? No, I have division left. That needs to come before the addition. So 18 divided by 3 is 6. Filling in what I haven't done. Now I can check that off. I have one operator left. 8 plus 6 is 14. And I created my nice order of operations pizza. This expression is equivalent to this one, which is equivalent to this one, which is equivalent to this one, which is equivalent to this value. We simplified it. Let's go ahead and let's do the next one. All right, create your checklist again. We'll get this expression written down. We have 3 in parentheses plus 3. That's being squared, so raised to the second power, plus, in parentheses, another set, 8 minus 14 divided by 2, parentheses. All right, here's our expression. So let's talk. We have 2 grouping symbols kind of on opposite sides of the expression here, right? We're going to clearly start with them. Which one do we start with, Miss Kluber? Honestly, it doesn't matter. I just like to keep it consistent, so I'm going to start with the grouping symbol that's furthest left and then get to them as I continue to move right. So we're going to start right here. 3 plus 3. That's all that's inside the parentheses. This squared is on the outside. I'm squaring whatever this value is on the inside. So I need to first take 3 plus 3. What is that? 6. Now I'm going to bring down everything I haven't worked with yet. Don't forget, it's super easy. If you are raising something in a group to a power, it's really easy to forget to bring that exponent down. So be cognizant, be aware of that. I'm raising whatever is inside this grouping symbol to the second power. So this would end up being 6 squared plus, here's my other group. Now, can I check off grouping symbols yet? No, I still have another grouping symbol right here. That's where I need to focus. Go inside this grouping symbol. I have 2 operators, don't I? Subtraction, division. I still need to follow the order of operations inside parentheses. I don't just get to start with this because it comes first. No, you still have to follow the order of operations inside here. Subtraction, division. Which one comes first in our checklist? Division, so that's where I need to go. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Filling in everything that I haven't done yet. You might go, Ms. Kluber, why'd you keep the parentheses there? Because I only simplified one operator and what it would, with its numbers. I only simplified this part right here. I still have the 8 minus whatever this is. So the parentheses have to stay there still. They don't get to come off yet. Going back, can I check off anything here? I can't. I still have to work with my grouping symbols. So focusing on there, 8 minus 7. 1. Now the parentheses come off because I simplified everything inside of them. I'm going to bring down everything else that I haven't worked with yet. I can check off grouping symbols. Do I have exponents? Yes, I do. 6 squared. What is 6 squared? Simplify it for me. Don't make that classic mistake. This is an operator. Exponents represents repeated multiplication. How many times is 6 going to be multiplied to itself? 2 times. 6 times 6, 36. Filling in everything that I haven't done, I can check off E, I can check off this, and I only have 1 operator left, so I'm going to check that off. I get 37. All parts of this problem are equivalent to each other. We just simplified. We took this long expression and we made it look like this. A lot simpler. That's what it means to simplify. Make it look clear. Make it look simpler. Okay? Let's do the next example. We have 2 more. All right, here we go. Oh, Ms. Kluber needs to redo her checklist. You can redo your checklist while I'm redoing my checklist for the next example. Okay? So we have, in parentheses, 4 plus 3 to the 4th power minus 24. Okay? Do we have grouping symbols? Yes. So go to the grouping symbols. Do I have more than one operator inside the grouping symbols? Yes. Do I get to just pick whichever one I want to do first, or do I need to follow an order? I need to follow an order inside those parentheses. So I have addition and exponents. Which one comes first over here? Exponents, right? So I'm going to focus right here. 3 to the 4th power. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 9 is 81, right? So 3 to the 4th power is 81. Simplify that. Bring everything else down that I haven't worked with yet. Am I going to still keep my grouping symbol, my parentheses, around these two terms? Yes, I am, because I didn't simplify everything inside of them. Okay? Can I check off grouping symbols yet? Nope, so I have to go back to that. 4 plus 81. 85, right? Now I took care of everything inside the parentheses. They come off. Drop everything else down. I am done with parentheses. Exponents are already gone. Multiplication or division. I just have subtraction left. And this gives me what? 85 minus 24. 61. We have one more to do together. All right, here's our final one. Are you ready? 24 divided by bracket, which is a type of grouping symbol. 5 times 3 minus 7. There's my expression. Okay, let's talk about a few things. Brackets, different type of grouping symbol, right? Still a grouping symbol. Inside here I see parentheses. Are these parentheses grouping anything together? No, here it's meaning that invisible multiplication. So be aware of that, okay? So going up here, we have grouping symbols. Let's go right to the grouping symbol, which are the brackets this time. Inside the brackets, I have my invisible multiplication and I have subtraction. Which one comes first, the multiplication or subtraction? Look over in your checklist. M comes before S. So we're going to start with that multiplication. 5 times 3, 15. Drop down everything that you haven't worked with yet. Why did my overall brackets, those big brackets, why did they not come off? Because I still have the subtraction that I need to work with. The product of this, I need to take 7 away from it. So back here, I gotta go back to my grouping symbols. I haven't checked that off yet. 15 minus 7, 8. Now do my grouping symbols come off? Those brackets come off because you took care of everything inside of them. Can check that off. I didn't have exponents. I only have division left. 24 divided by 8, 3. Boom. When it comes to the order of operations, the things to be careful of are simplifying your exponents. Don't make the big mistake with exponents and go base times exponent. That's not what that operation means. The other big mistake with order of operations is kiddos, when they're dealing with multiple operations inside a grouping symbol, they don't apply the order of operations. And we still have to do that. Inside grouping symbols, we still have to follow the order of operations. Make sure your notes are all filled out and they're nice and neat to the best of your ability.